Welcome to the Behind the Drapes podcast. I'm your host, Expo Rich. I'm here with Ray Baum. We are recording at the SISO Leadership Conference here in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Thank you for being here today, Ray. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how you got here. How are we now sitting across from each other?
My journey into the world of trade shows. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Do you have 6 weeks?
Well, first I just want to say that you recently started a vice president of business development position with Backtrack.
Yeah.
And Backtrack is a technology company that supports the trade show industry.
Correct.
Right. And what I know your background actually is in that, specifically in implementing digital technologies that help our industry, right?
Yeah, it's funny how I got into it accidentally, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, I come from the live events world perspective, from working in the radio music industry for a long time.
Right.
And then I stumbled into this industry literally accidentally back in 2001 with a little unknown company called Listen Nation.
Okay.
That was not in the trade show sector.
Right.
And we were in the mortgage and real estate sector because Listen Nation was what was called voicemail broadcasting at the time, which now most people call robocalls.
Yeah.
Thank you, John McCain. But we were working primarily in mortgage, calling consumers, and you guys know what they are, to get them just to bite on talking to a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the do not call list came down, and the Digital Millennium Act and all this fun stuff. And we were left like scrambling, trying to figure out
the water there, because that's your business model.
Right. And then the funny thing, I'll make this story really quick, but we looked internally. It's like, okay, what are we still allowed to do? Well, it was still wide open to call business to business, right? So if you had a prior existing relationship, you can make that phone call still using an automated system, but there were some regulations you had to follow. Sure. So we looked internally to see, do we have any B2B clients? And it turns out we did. We had one little small association that we were doing dials every month or so, every couple months. You might know the association. They're known as the Association of Equipment Manufacturers.
Okay.
And we decided to investigate that a little bit. And it turns out there's a whole other world out there with the B2B relationship already exists, and that was the trade show sector. So we did a quick reach out to IAEM at the time. We found them, said, hey, we'd love to let you use our system. We'd like to come to your show to see what this industry is about. They said, they were very gracious and said, sure, we'll try it. And off to Vegas we went when it was at Caesar's Palace. That was in 2003. And then our first event that we actually exhibited at was the following year in San Antonio, 2004.
Okay.
And it's since gone from there. And I worked there. Then that led to working for Core Apps, which was, pioneer of mobile apps in the industry, working with Jay Tokosh and his team. I was employee number 5, and then we got absorbed into the collective of Community Brands. Then COVID hit, bounced around a little bit during COVID. And here I am now, again, working with, I don't want to call them a startup, but they're a little bit more than a startup. But it's AI, so it's all brand new.
Yeah.
And it's fun because they're teaching me, because I work for young guys. Yeah. They're teaching me AI, and I am teaching them the industry from the inside out. And it's really a very nice synergistic relationship. That's how I got here today, and that is the quick version.
Yeah. So, and that is so important to actually be able to mash up the in-depth industry knowledge, because you've been around it, and then for them to be able to bring something so new. Yeah. So I know you're going to do good things there. So you mentioned that you were in broadcasting. What got you into that? Was that?
So my original major was culinary arts. So I was studying to be a chef. Okay. I've been in cooking since I was a kid. So it's like, hey, this could be a great career. At the same time, I was also a musician as a kid. Played in a whole bunch of bands, a couple instruments, etc. And one year when it was, this was in I'm going to date myself, 1987, I was working in a restaurant. I was an assistant chef in a restaurant in Southern California. And while I was in school, a friend of mine introduced me to the college radio station. He's like, dude, you know music, you should just come and do a radio show. I'm like, all right, I'll come sit in with you. Got bit by that bug, something fierce. And I decided to change my career and go in the direction of broadcasting. And
Very cool.
that's broadcasting led to working in record retail, which led me to working for record labels and distribution companies. And then 2000 hit, and then the advent of the MP3, which killed the music industry. So
well, you've definitely reinvented yourself a few times.
I've had to. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, but only up, so that's good.
Yeah. So far.
Yeah. So after 2001, I should say, when you joined Core Apps and got into deeply in actually working with
that was 2011.
2011. 2001 was when you first got involved with the trade show.
Yeah.
But during that time, when you worked through these companies, or with these companies through the industry, who were some of the people that were your mentors that really helped you, to grow within you?
All right. Well, I'll stroke his ego a little bit, but Jay Tokash, was a forward thinker from the day I met him, and I met him a couple of years prior at a little trade show called TS2, which was in Chicago, and he had just literally, I think that was his first event that he was exhibiting at, and he was right behind me, and I was at Listen Nation. We struck up a friendship. So Jay's been a great friend and a mentor, and he taught me a lot about learning the ins and outs of digital data. And he's still to this day, a very good contact friend. We talk all the time. When we first got into the industry, Bob Dahlmeyer, being in the Southern California chapter, we had Bob at our doorstep, and he was so involved and learned a lot from him. Liz Crawford, who used to be at Advanced Star and has been around, she's been a great friend and sounding board. Vinny here at SISO is a great friend. It's just, these are the guys that are still in it for the most part. Have just been a huge influence, and I love it. And I thank them, and I thank them every day. I really do.
Yeah, and I know some of those people too, and I know that they're really good people to their core.
And Skip Cox, he's obviously retired. Stephen Hacker when he was IAEM, and the whole IAEE crew. They've all been great. I mean, it's a great industry.
Yeah. So as we are finishing this year, rounding out, coming into 26, what's something that is exciting for you and your new journey with Backtrack?
Well, what we are finding here, and it's being confirmed as we're attending this event, is everybody's going to be looking at the analytics. What can you provide as far as analytics to help the show grow, to help the show move, change, adjust. That's going to be probably our biggest takeaway without giving away the secret sauce too much. Being able to really dive deep into the data the raw data that you're getting from any trade show, from both going in and coming out of the show. It's very important. It's going to help with the show cycle. And we're looking to partnering with those organizations who want to do exactly that, which I think is everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's great. I always like to also find out about the involvement with SISO. Have you been coming to SISO for different meetings?
This is my 4th leadership conference.
Okay.
The first one was 20 years ago when it was in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And it was, I was new. I was a greenhorn at that time. And then I've since gone to 3 others. It was Oklahoma City 2 years ago. I'm trying to remember, there was one about 8 or 9 years ago. My memory's not so good. I'm a little tired. But this is my 4th.
Yeah. So you've seen the evolution also of this organization too. So what would you say is some of the benefits that you receive by attending and coming to SISO?
So when you're attending this event, because it's not a trade show, it's just a conference. It's a more scaled down conference, right? So the attendees are more focused. These are the people that I want to do business with. Now, the greatest part about being here is seeing so many of my peers who I've grown up with in the industry, who are now VPs like myself, CEOs, presidents of these companies. It's like, we were all, just, the managers and the coordinators way back when. So being able to go through the ranks with them, rely on them, ask them the questions I need to know, but also at the same time share my insights with them, and knowing that they're going to benefit from that. And it's just a mutual respect that I have for everybody that comes to this event. And I think that's one of the most important things here. Plus, the education is top notch. I mean, Vinny has been on top of this since he's taken over. Case in point, today's session's all about AI. That is the hot topic right now. So let's bring in the industry experts to talk about that. That's what you're finding here.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
I hope to do so.